Welcome back to Cold Springs Farm this morning, y'all. This morning we're out here on the farm working on some electric bungee gates from the run of fence y'all saw us do last week. We're got a moment to get out here and get these gates done, so I'm going to show y'all kind of what we use for gates, for interior gates. I like these electrified bungee gates. That's literally just bungee cord. Let's see if I can get this camera to focus on, I don't know if you can see those or not, but there's metal filaments, metal wire woven all through this bungee material. And so we connect to the fence like that. Now there'll be an underground wire underneath here, an insulated wire I have not installed yet, that'll jump the power to this side. And it'll come across up the post and onto this bottom wire down here once I get it installed. And you can see the jump wire that connects the two strands of fence for electricity, and I'll do a jump wire at each end. But here on the gates, I just take these and use a couple of 2.5-inch deck screws with an impact driver, put them right in. They're on a pin lock right there, so if something does run through them, that'll break away instead of tearing everything up. But there's multiple reasons I like these bungee gates. They're more convenient for us than a big, conventional swinging gate, metal gate. I do not like the electrified spring gates because those are bad about getting kinked and messed up. Once you get a kink in one of those, they're done. This doesn't kink, and you can see how it's on here. You got these clamps that actually hold that together, and you can buy these pre-packaged. These I bought pre-packaged. If you need any of this electric fence stuff, reach out to us. We are a Timeless Fence dealer. But right here you can see we've got the metal connection plate. So it's got a clamp there. You put your insulated wire in. We bring it around the post like that instead of coming right up. And then I just tie it right into there, and then that electrifies the gate. When that's hooked, you then have juice on the gate. What I like about these is another thing, it allows me to set my gate spacing. I don't have to have a specific length of gate. These kits right here work for anything up to, I think just shy, it's like 16 or 18 feet, something like that in this kit. But I also buy rolls. Some places I like an even longer gate. I'll buy a roll of just the bungee material and then of course the gate handle. And I'll make up my own gates. And I'll make up those gates simply because some places I like a wider gate. I need to come through with a trailer at a funky angle on this weird terrain, and I can make my gate length whatever I need. And I don't have one with me right now to show you, but on those longer gates, the only downside is sometimes that bungee material snag. And sags. And if that sags, what I can do is just put a temporary pigtail post. That's what we use for our rotational grazing, for our temporary. I can take a pigtail post, put it right in there and support that center section perfectly fine. Then it'll handle it. Doesn't really matter what I need. I've done gates. We had a farm one time that the way you had to come into it with a gooseneck down by the barn, we had to use, I think that gate was insane. It was like 40 or 50 feet. So I had like 3 or 4 pigtail posts supporting it, and it worked fine. We never had an issue. People have laughed at it and whatnot, but the way you had to come in there with a gooseneck, the angle you had to hit it at, that's what wound up working. So that's what we did. But these bungee gates work really well. If you get ice, freezing rain, they will sag a little bit, but I've not found it to be a big problem. Still pretty effective. They'll carry, if you've got a good charger, we use SpeedRite chargers. SpeedRite bought out StayFix several years ago. I'm not exactly sure how many now, but we run the SpeedRite chargers. In fact, we still have one StayFix charger. They're made in New Zealand. They're really, really good. It's not, if you've got your ground rods done properly, which I'll talk about in another video at some point, it's not a big deal to get 9,000 volts on your fence. And the thing I like about the SpeedRite chargers is if you get an X6i series or larger, you can get a remote control on this. I can come out here and just touch the fence wherever I'm at and turn the whole fence on or off. So if I've got a tree down or something on it, I can fix it right then on the spot. I don't have to go back to the barn to cut the fence off. But anyway, thanks for watching. If you like it, click share and like. Thanks. See you next time.